So before we begin, I would like to say that some of the subject matter here is going to be much more mature than my channel's used to, so just be careful with that, do with that information as you will. Let's move on. 2024 for YouTube has been an interesting year. And that's because we've been more productive and on top of things than ever before, but we do allude to a much worse problem in doing so. Throughout 2024, YouTube sort of gained a reputation of bringing a lot of bad people out into the light to be seen by the public's eye, usually having to do with them being anywhere between a scumbag and outright predatory. There's been a lot of exposing going on this year, and to be honest, cancel culture has been mostly at their A game. It's great to be able to call out these behaviors and bring a bad person to light so the people that were wronged by that person have a chance to share their stories and bring awareness. It doesn't quite resolve what happened to them, but it brings them that much closer, and I think that's a wonderful thing that we as a community can get together and do that. However, there is a sad truth to this all that honestly majority of us have a small bit of accountability for. We gave these terrible people fame in the first place. It's a very bitter tasting pill, but power's a bitch. Power is a monster in 2024, and that even applies to things outside of YouTube, but for the sake of today, I'll keep it within here. When you give people attention, when you give them viewership, you're giving them power, you're giving them money. And the issue is that we're actually pretty intrigued by the character they tend to portray themselves as. Most of the time, they're exactly that. A character. Character with ulterior motives usually in mind, or something along those lines. Except the issue comes from the fact that it's usually much darker behind the scenes. Sniper Wolf has no problem calling out somebody's address and genuinely thinks she's untouchable. KSI's ego has become a glass dome where if you break it, he loses his mind. Master Oogway will drown in controversy as a desperate scramble to stay relevant. Mr. Beast will stay on the fence and play it safe instead of standing up for what's right. Logan Paul's just been kind of a shithead for the last few years, and that hasn't changed very much. Neon thought of himself as somebody above the rest. The one thing that unites them all together is that they're all very large creators, and they know that as well as we do, and so does YouTube. YouTube's afraid to make a move because not only are the creators themselves earning tons of money, but YouTube is using them for profit too. So you ban them, you take some of your money away. So you have a combination of creator greed and corporate greed, and it's a terrible combination. And it's allowing a lot of these guys to walk free, even when cancel culture unites and brings these people to light. To YouTube, whether you're a very small creator such as myself, or just an audience member, we're just numbers. We're just an extra dollar or two in everyone's pockets. And that's the sad truth of being a corporation. That's all we are to them. But we are numbers with minds, we are numbers with morals, we are numbers with principles. And that's why I'm calling on all the numbers out there. All the numbers out there that originally gave these people power, let's take it away. And to do so, that requires a few things. If YouTube's not going to do it, the only way we can ensure it's done is by making them irrelevant. It's not just about taking away their subscriber count a little bit or giving them dislikes. That's not exactly what we want. What we do want is to make these people irrelevant. And so when you leave a nasty hate comment because you're in a bad mood and you're pissed off that YouTube won't do anything about these people and you wish so bad that it could happen, but it just doesn't, and that drives you to this frustration to give them a piece of your mind, on paper, I get what you're doing. I empathize. I understand. These people don't deserve to have a platform, especially the size that they do. But you're only helping them. You're boosting their engagement, they're making more money, that's keeping their power, and that's not what we want anymore. Commentary channels on paper are a wonderful thing. They bring awareness, they inform what's going on, but they're there for the exact reasons that those creators are. The money's there. You talk about some drama, and of course, like Grey's Anatomy, here comes the boss. That's not about that. This isn't about making money. This is about stopping those who abuse power from making theirs. And you know what? Maybe the damage is already done. But let's not make it worse than it has to be at the very least. Ironic that the game plays money at this point, but remember, at the end of the day, as a community, YouTube only exists because we as the people have allowed it to. If they're not lining their pockets, they don't have power, and if they don't have money, they would lose it all. Now, it's too late to say, let's get rid of YouTube, and I wouldn't suggest that, because YouTube can be a really good thing. But when it comes to these terrible creators, skip the hate, let them fade from your memory, and don't let commentary channels persuade you into getting mad and frustrated and doing exactly what I'm advising you not to. Let them live out their life, let them slowly die out, while maybe in the meantime you find a creator that you seem to think is passionate and very creative and into their work. Look for somebody humble, because humble is worth a miracle now in 2024. So, at the end of the day, just look for somebody who's not there for the money, look for somebody who's there to be happy. And that's all I'm saying. Thank you for watching.